Hey up everyone, I hope you're doing well and having a nice day. So I said in my last video that I wanted to do a starter home. I did one not too long ago, but that was quite like a traditional style. That one was intended for an elder couple, and this one is a little bit more modern. Well, a lot more modern. Not that elders can't live in modern houses, but in comparison to the last starter home I did, this one's obviously a modern one. So modern builds are my favourite style to build in The Sims 4, and yeah, I hope you like this one. So it's built on a 30 by 20 lot. It uses eco lifestyle, snowy escape, seasons, get together, and city living. So quite a few expansion packs, but I didn't include any other packs with it, having quite a few expansion packs. So yeah, it has one bedroom, one bathroom, and the final cost of the build is 17,850 simoleons, I think. I'm trying to think if I've got the right amount, but it's about that. I will put the cost of it in the description, just with it being a starter home. I asked a while ago if people wanted me to start and include that. I don't think I'll do it for every build, just because, well, nobody said that they want that, but if you do, I can start doing that, I don't mind, but for starter builds, I will definitely do it. I was wondering as well whether a starter house should be under 20k or what, because I don't know if when you place the lot, it counts the cost of the lot as well. So a 30 by 20 lot costs 2,000 simoleons, but I don't know if that's factored into the cost of a build when you place it. Either way, it's a start home. So yeah. So we actually start building in Foundry Cove in Willow Creek, but I wasn't liking this location because the lighting isn't as nice, and I wanted this like carport thing that I did. Even though they're absolutely useless in The Sims 4, I think adding one adds something a bit extra to the build, and I personally like the idea of building like an extension onto the house. Say if your Sims have kids, or they want to have it as an office or whatever. And yeah, it won't cost too much as the space is already there. So that's what I do with garages anyway. I just convert them into something else. So yeah, like I said, we start off in Willow Creek, then move on to Newcrest. Of course, you can place this lot where you'd like. I just like the lighting in Newcrest, so I decided to build it there. I also have a few style changes with this build. You'll have already seen by now that we started off with like brown columns and like the roof trim and stuff. And yeah, I just changed that to black just because I preferred the look of it. And you'll have seen in the thumbnail that the roof is a bit different as well. Again, I just wanted to change it up. There was something about the house that I just wasn't liking, and I think I just thought, oh, we'll do a skylight, and that's kind of what made me want to change the roof, because I was finding it a bit tricky to put a skylight in this type of roof. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, you'll see me kind of like fiddle about with that once we move, I think. But yeah, I prefer the final version of the roof that we'll get to in a little bit. We're not quite onto the landscaping yet, but I will just talk about that a little bit. I did want it to be quite simple. With it being a modern build, I prefer the landscaping to look like quite neat and tidy. And to be honest, it does take absolutely ages to scroll through the debug menu for plants and stuff, so I didn't want to go too overboard. There's a few times where I had to cut some footage of me scrolling through the menu of like the debug stuff, because it was just taking me ages to find things. That's the only thing that I like, not the only thing I like, the only thing I don't like about the debug menu. It's just not organised, and you can't search for like particular items. Say if you wanted to search for like a TV remote, like there's a debug TV remote, like you can't actually search for that, you just have to scroll till you find it. Because I'm quite familiar with like the menu, like I know what's in it, it's just finding specific items that I'm after. So yeah, it's annoying to find stuff. And the more packs that come out, the harder it gets, which is why I stuck to mostly base game debug items for this. At least for the landscaping, everything's base game debug stuff. So we've moved on to that lot in Newcrest now. And you can already see that the lighting is so much better on this lot. There's a few changes that happen with the garden at the front as well. I couldn't decide which path I preferred. We're not quite onto that bit yet, but you'll see me putting down like some black tiles, and yeah, just the way like the build changes at the front, the layout and stuff. I just couldn't decide which I preferred, like a path that just leads straight onto the street, or one that has like a corner in it or a bend in it. You'll see what I mean when we get to that bit. It sounds a bit odd describing it like that. But yeah, I go back and forth a little bit, and I end up just going back to the path that leads onto the street. There's lots of indecisive building going on in this video. Also, because the house is built on platforms, the columns were being really awkward, so I had to keep resetting them. When I change the roof, it changes the wall trim up as well. So that black trim that you can see going round the top of the house, like close to the roof, that ended up like disappearing in parts, or it'd go missing. So I think I just ended up covering it up with like plants and stuff. It's fine. If something goes wrong with a build, just cover it up with like a bush. It'll be right. So how's everyone doing then? How's your week been so far? Mine has been a bit tough, if I'm honest. I've been a bit upset and not like my best this week. I'm okay. Like, I'm not struggling like severely or anything like that, and mentally I'm doing all right. I think it's just normal emotions and stuff. And if I was struggling, I know like how to get support and all that. So I'm like fine in general. It's just not been a nice week. Though I've got some really supportive people who have my back and, you know, that are there to listen. Like my partner and some friends that I have in the Sims community as well, who've been really nice. Which is so important if you're feeling down. And if, you know, you're not having a great week either, I really hope that it improves and that you can take some time to like take care of yourself. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited for the update though. That's put a big improvement on my week, and seeing all the like trailers and like I've seen like a few clips of like the live streams and stuff that the Sims have done for the new pack that's coming out, and I think it's coming out on the 1st of June, but I might be confusing that with an appointment that I've got. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's 1st of June. So yeah, I'm excited for that and excited for the update. I think it's meant to be around today at 6 p.m. like UK time, but I could be wrong. I just know there's meant to be one today. I'm recording this at like 20 past 4 now, so yeah, hopefully it is today. I think it's just a base game update as far as I'm aware, but they're updating the hair swatches finally. No more baby poo yellow hair and that blue black hair. Well, I think they might be keeping that colour in, but either way, they're updating the swatches and they should be improved from a lot of the like leaks that I've seen. But my Sim self has never had the same hair colour as me, so I'm hoping there's a shade that's close to my hair colour, which is like a mousy blonde, light brown. I don't even know what colour it's called, but it's definitely not baby poo yellow or that like brown shade that's next to it in the game. So yeah, here we are doing the path again. I did this like bend in it. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I didn't like it in the end. Also, I did like a mixture between terrain paint and putting floor tiles down. Because the terrain paint is free, I did most of the driveway and like the path with that, but I don't like the edge of it because it looks a little bit like blurred. It's not like a solid edge to the path, so I used the floor tiles for that. Also, I changed the windows a little bit as well, just because I preferred the look of the I think the Snowy Escape ones. I were going to use the Eco Lifestyle ones because I think they're a little bit cheaper. That's the thing when you build a starter house, usually you just pick like the cheapest thing. But yeah, I swapped out those windows because I just prefer the look of them. And then for this like flower border thing, I don't know about anybody else, but I think these like, I don't know what they're supposed to be, but I think they look like bread. I kind of thought, oh well, they're like stones, I can just make like a nice free rock border thing and free up that half wall, which costed money to have. But yeah, I don't know why, it just reminds me of bread or like pasties, if you know what a pasty is. But yeah, a few steak bake, garden border, plant border thing, which these took me quite a while to put down just because they're like a little bit, well, there's like a lot of them, isn't there? But there's a part where I like cut some footage out just because it took me ages to like place it. With like the landscaping as well, like I said, I wanted to keep it quite neat and stuff, but I was really undecided on what like plants to use. Some of the plants in the debug menu, they have like a shadow underneath them, and I don't like the look of them with that shadow. In some ways you can pull it off. Like I think the one that I placed down, that like succulent plant, I think that looks fine, but it does have a shadow underneath it, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, that's just another thing with the debug menu, it's a bit annoying. Some of the plants do have like a shadow underneath them. But yeah, that's the case for plants anyway in the game. There is some plants that are like intended for indoors, but when you place them, they have outdoor lighting on them, which is, I don't know if that's like the right way to describe them, but you probably know what I mean if you've ever placed the plants down. Think of an example of one. There's like a wall plant that comes with seasons. It's got like a wood plant pot, and it like kind of looks like it's nailed to the wall. That's a really nice plant, but when you place it inside, it has like weird shadows on it. So yeah, annoying plants is the short version of that. But yeah, for the interior, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I saw like a picture on Pinterest of this kitchen that was like grey and had like dark green cabinets. Normally when I do a starter home, I use those really cheap cabinets rather than these ones, but I do like the look of these. I don't usually use them. I tend to opt for the island living ones when I'm building stuff that I actually play with, or parenthood counters are really nice as well. But I do like those. They have some really nice swatches. And yeah, for the back garden, there's not much things that I do out there just because we're running out of money, and I just figured I could leave that space open. But I just thought I'd do like a step kind of thing, which could be expanded into like some decking maybe. You could have whatever you wanted really outside. And then for the bedroom, I used that really cheap bed that comes with Eco Lifestyle. I think it's a fabricated bed that your Sims can make if they're not very good at fabricating stuff. But yeah, I used that. Even though it like looks a mess, it's 25 simoleons, so I used it. I don't think it looks too bad. It only has like 2 marks on it. But I started off with this like blue swatch, and I changed it in the end just because I didn't like it. It kind of reminded me of a hospital, so I went with a different colour. But yeah, for the bedroom, I wanted to keep it just pretty simple, because when I build a starter home, I do tend to focus more on like the main living areas, because your Sims really only sleep in the bedrooms. Yeah, I didn't want to put too much stuff in here, but I did use quite a few debug items, which I think I organised them off camera just because it took me a while to sort through the items. But yeah, that's the thing, I just want them to organise the debug menu better, or at least have it like categorised, like maybe have a separate section for plants, or have it like how the actual catalogue is, but just for debug stuff. I don't know, maybe that would take a lot of work. There is a lot of debug items when you go through all the packs, but yeah, it's just annoying. But yeah, for the living room, I didn't really have like an idea in mind for this. I just kind of wanted to have the running theme of like the grey going through the house, and just have it similar to the kitchen, same flooring, same walls. Just because I'd spent quite a lot of time on the exterior. I think by this point I'd been building for 2 hours, which is quite a long time for a starter home. Normally it doesn't take me that long to build one, but yeah, and there was still stuff that I needed to finish off, so I just kind of wanted to get things down. I don't know if I mentioned that I saw a picture on Pinterest. I think I started talking about it, but I might have got distracted. But there was, yeah, I think I did. It was for the kitchen. I think that's the thing. I just get a bit like carried away. Like I see something and then I just want to like talk about that. But yeah, I saw that kitchen. It wasn't that kitchen in particular. It was just a grey kitchen with dark green cabinets, and I really liked the look of it. So that's why I used that in my build. So yeah, don't normally show the bathroom just because I find it quite boring. But I think I figured because the video will be quite short, why not show it? But but I think it'll probably end up being longer than what I intended, just because there were a few changes and stuff. But yeah, doing this like garden bed thing with the breads or pasties, whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to be able to see them as anything else now that I've said that. I thought that when I was building with him though. When I saw them, I was like, oh, they could be stones, and just have like a border on the flower beds and stuff. But yeah, to me they will always be pasties now, or bread or whatever, some kind of pastry anyway. But yeah, for the back garden, I think I started talking about it but I got distracted. But yeah, for the back garden, it's really basic. There's like nothing in it really, apart from, I think I do it right at the end because I forgot to record it. I think I started building it and I was like, oh, I'm not recording, because I altered the front garden and just added some plants down and stuff. Yeah, and I forgot to record that bit. But for the back garden, I just kept it really basic, and I think I put down a debug wall for it. I'm trying to remember what I did. But yeah, at this point in the build, I'm just going through the debug menu again because it's not categorized or it's not in order or anything. As I'm scrolling, I see something random and I'm like, oh, that'll look nice, I'll put that down. But again, I use mostly base game stuff just because there's less things, and I kind of know where a lot of the stuff is. Like, I know where the cars are, like some of them, and I know where some of the plants are. But it is a lot of scrolling backwards and forwards, and yeah, just kind of adding the final touches to the interior now. And for like artwork and stuff, I didn't use a lot. I think some of the budget went on artwork unnecessarily, but I did kind of want to use some photographs. I'm still gonna have to do that. I've been saying for ages that I want to have one of my Sims take some photographs of the world and put them up, not just for like starter homes, but just to add a little bit more to the builds, because sometimes I do get a bit fed up of the same artwork and stuff. But the ones that you can take in game, like on the magnifying glasses, not magnifying glasses, what is it? Well, it is a magnifying glass, and then there's a microscope, magnifying glass. Yeah, the microscope and the telescope, you can like take photos with that. Yeah, I like adding those in, but they do still cost money, and I think photographs are technically a bit cheaper. I can't remember, but yeah, I've been saying for ages that I'm going to get one of my photographer Sims to go out into the world and just take photos of the world and yeah, hang them up, but I never do. But I will let you know when I've done that. As I said in one of my previous videos, I'm probably just going to upload a room to the gallery, and I'll probably just announce it on Instagram or something if people want to get that. But yeah, there is tons of like base game, not base game. Well, I guess it is technically base game. It's like custom content, but it's not, like on the gallery, like artwork and stuff. But yeah, like I said, just adding those final touches to the house now. I didn't add many skill building objects. I think I did intend to. You'll see me toying around with putting an easel down or a guitar or something. But I think in the end I forgot to, and I spent more money on like decorations. But with the cost of the house, I think you'll be able to afford to just put down an easel if you wanted to. I think the 300 simoleons. I might even still put one in before I upload it to the gallery. I'm not sure. But yeah, I decided to put posters up instead of the artwork just because it works out a bit cheaper. Those posters are like 5 simoleons. So yeah, I decided to put those up instead. And then I think we're moving back on to the exterior now, where I do like the garden and stuff. Oh, and as well, off camera, I did end up making a headboard for that cheap bed that's in the bedroom. I think I tried to make one, but I couldn't find a specific item that I was looking for in the base game menu for the debug stuff. But in the end, I just made a headboard with like a fence piece and a fence post, which is like really simple to make and really basic. But I think that bed just needed a headboard, just to like add a little bit more to the bedroom and stuff, add a bit more detail. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the voiceover here. We're nearing the end of the build now. There's only a couple of minutes left, I think, and some screenshots. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe as well if you would like to. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.